Jumpstart your weekend, because The View is live. Bachelorette Baby Boom. One of the new contestants' stunning admission that he fathered 114 kids as a sperm donor. Should he be putting this on his dating profile? Plus, Amy Poehler talks about road tripping with her funniest friends to wine country. And a View exclusive. Superstar Ciara's dropping a world premiere first look at her new music video with never-before-seen footage from her wedding to NFL superstar Russell Wilson and the birth of her daughter, Sienna. Plus, guest co-host Tara Setmayer. Let's fire up Friday Hot Topics with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Megan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Ran into the camera.
I did too.
I mean, we have enough problems here. Megan's not here today. She's sick. Whoopi's never here on Friday, except once in a while. Anna's sick also.
Yeah.
So we have the lovely Tara Setmayer stepping in to save the day.
I know.
That's like, didn't have me because I almost got taken out by the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Pay attention.
Like a lot of flu going around.
Better. I have been coughing and sneezing all week, but I come to work. I'm a martyr. Today happens to also, I would never miss my darling Abby's last show before going on maternity leave.
I know.
She's leaving. She's such a sweet girl.
You know what? I will say this, though. I've learned so much about twin pregnancies. I didn't think I'd last this long because oftentimes you're on bed rest at like 20 weeks. And I've been so lucky. And it's because of all of you and our staff that have allowed me to keep going. And so I'm hoping to get 2 or 3 more weeks in me before the babies come. But I got to just rest a little bit. But it's
they're like
time
5
to go.
pounds each now, right?
Well, you see the stomach. I was late to the morning meeting today because I had no shirt in my closet that fit this belly. So I grabbed one out of my husband's closet, and it barely fit.
Oh, that shirt you wore this morning?
So I walked in the meeting, and Joy goes, "That is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen." She said, "My husband wouldn't even wear that. And he has ugly
It's true. I am nothing if not tactful. So you will be back in the fall.
And I'm going to be back, and the babies will come and meet everybody. And I just want to thank our viewers, too, for being a part of this with me. So I'll see you guys in the fall, and I can't wait.
I'm actually excited that twins are coming, aren't you?
I know.
I am. Can I rub it? Because I really want twins.
Do you really?
Yes,
Are you
I
pregnant?
do. I don't know, baby, please. My husband's a triplet.
Aww.
So, you know, I'm older, I'm over 40, so I just want to like knock it out in one
So
shot.
get to work.
Yeah,
What are you waiting for?
I know. It's
Okay,
expensive.
so, yes. So we'll be getting to Donald Jr. in a bit because I'm fascinated by that story. But speaking of children, one of the new contestants on The Bachelorette, Mateo, reveals that he has fathered 114 children as a sperm donor. Is this really something you want to lead with on your dating profile? That you fathered? And also, I mean, this is really bizarre to say this, I know, and people are like, that's a little dark, but 114 children, in the same area.
Yeah.
Couldn't some of those meet, you know, serve just like that spontaneously and get married?
That would be my concern, and I know that sounds terrible because as someone that went through IVF twice and have 2 gorgeous children, I know that certain people have infertility challenges, and so you do go to sperm banks, and it's a wonderful thing to have that option.
Yeah.
But I would be concerned about my kid having 114 brothers and sisters somewhere out there that I didn't know about.
Right.
I thought there was a certain amount of anonymity, though, that went with that. So why do we even know that there's 114?
But that's not good to have anonymity, because
Well,
the chances are greater to meet your sister.
I mean, for me, I know.
Right? It may be like a...
I'm from Utah. This is all normal for me. This is all totally normal. No, but it's true. I thought a lot of this was private, but too, why is he blasting this so publicly? I know on The Bachelor, you got to make headlines.
It's a dating deal breaker for a lot of people.
114 kids. kids. But I worry that it's going to take the stigma away from. It's a great thing for people to give up their sperm because I've got friends where their husband they don't have sperm, and because of people that are willing to give it, they have a beautiful child.
That's the thing.
That's a great, beautiful thing. But like, why?
Well,
it's true.
It's just tacky.
It's true.
Why are you laughing?
By the way, you know,
like
this
that,
is not allowed in England, by the way. There's a limit.
really?
I forgot what it was. I was looking for my notes.
There's a limit on how many sperm you're allowed to...
and how many times you can, you know, how many times you can do this? How many? How many?
The pressure's off for a lot of
10
men.
families, that's it.
Just 10 families.
Yeah, this is 114 families.
It's too many.
I think that's too much. There's enough sperm to go around. I don't think we need...
Yeah, right?
We need one guy. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, on this show, on The Bachelorette, does he get cut quick?
That would be a deal breaker for me. I hate to say that because, again, I think it's so great that people do this.
And he's very cute.
But someone that's willing to broadcast it like
He's
that,
proud of
that's
it.
a turnoff to me.
He's proud of it.
Well, he has helped a lot of couples, is where I'm sort of struggling.
But don't you think it's tacky to advertise it like that? I just think it's classless. If you're going to do that, do it in anonymity.
But it makes him look like a very giving person.
Yes.
Generosity.
There's
Women
that
like
side.
generosity.
He should,
Not that much
he should add to the profile, I'm a very generous self-pleasurer. When we come back, yesterday I saw a side of Trump that I really didn't think he had in him. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we come back.
Amy Poehler on having an SNL reunion in wine country. And superstar Ciara on killing it at the Met Gala. Plus, she's got a world premiere first look at her epic new music video.
Okay, so yesterday, Trump held a press conference about whatever, and he talked about his son, Don Jr., getting subpoenaed by a Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee, and he actually sounds like he cares about someone other than himself in this clip. Watch. It was beautiful.
I was very surprised to see my son. My son's a very good person. My son testified for hours and hours. My son was totally exonerated by Mueller, who, frankly, does not like Donald Trump. Me, this Donald Trump.
My son, he kept saying, like as if he's a real father. It was so touching.
But was it really? You kind of look at it, and he talks about his employees that way. He was a very good person.
Yeah.
He usually says those things before they get the axe. So I guess he has,
that's true.
right? So, but I guess he, you know, is stuck with Donald Trump Jr. And the part about him being totally exonerated is actually not completely true. And the funny thing about it is, if you read the Mueller report, it basically says that Donald Trump Jr. was too stupid to be able to conspire with the Russians. He wasn't savvy enough to pull it off.
The words were... Isn't the point that he would go to take the subpoena, what's the word? Acknowledge the subpoena.
Right. Yes.
And then say, Daddy told me to do it. Isn't that what they're really scared of?
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
Donald
still a
Trump
question mark is how much the president actually knew. But you remember Don Jr. already, I think he testified for like 11 hours.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, that it is Senator Burr who is working on this, bringing him back, who is a well-respected Republican, being criticized now by Republicans for doing it. We still don't know the reason why he is.
Well,
but
I can speculate why. I mean, Burr...
Why do you think?
Well, Burr is not running for re-election, so he was able to get some testicular fortitude and decide to go against the party and do what's right as the Senate chairman.
But he wasn't like that with Mueller the week before. He said the Mueller thing is dead.
Well, yes, but McConnell went out there and tried to say case closed, but really they know it's not case closed. If you read Volume 1, and I encourage people to please read the Mueller report, it lays out a very alarming scenario where the Russians were very involved. The Trump campaign was willing to take that stolen information.
Especially Don Jr.
And Don Jr., Mr. I love it, when he found out, emails that they might have Hillary Clinton dirt. All of this brings into question how much did Donald Trump know. Does anyone really believe that Don Jr., who can't go to the bathroom without telling his dad, they didn't tell his father about the Trump meeting?
Told. But you know what my concern is?
What happened, Sonny?
That's my concern because he's been subpoenaed.
Right.
There are sources that are saying he's going to plead the Fifth, which is interesting because in my career as a federal prosecutor, when they plead the Fifth, it's because they're guilty as all get out, right? So they say he's either going to plead the Fifth or completely ignore it. In my experience as a federal prosecutor, when you ignore my subpoena, somebody like a federal marshal shows up and you leave like this, like you're like walking away like
that
this,
gonna happen?
and it's like not a hot look.
Is that going to happen?
But it's not going to happen unless Mitch McConnell finds him in contempt of that subpoena.
Oh, and that's not
right. Well, there's no chance. So
it hasn't happened since 1930.
So nothing happens.
Right. With Congress, it's tough to enforce subpoenas, which is not a good thing because it's a violation of the separation of powers. Congress has oversight capacity for a reason. The Founding Fathers wanted people to be held accountable. So when you start ignoring subpoenas, you're ignoring the law.
So it's Mitch McConnell yet again, and it's the Senate yet again.
McConnell is the devil.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's...
So, you know, let's go out on a happy note because today is Regina DeChico's birthday. Our warm-up person. Mom and Dad are over here.
Parents are here.
Can you get a shot of Mom and Dad over here?
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad.
She might be the happiest
There they are.
person that I know.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Regina.
Regina, we love
We'll be right
you.
back.
Hi, it's Amy Poehler, and I just directed my first movie called Avengers Endgame. I play the character of Thor. Actually, it's Wine Country, and it stars me and 6 other hilarious women. And speaking of hilarious women, I will be speaking to these ladies next.
So, Emmy and Golden Globe winner Amy Poehler proves yet again that she's one of the funniest women in comedy as the star, producer, and director of the new movie Wine Country, where she heads to Napa Valley with her funniest drinking buddies. Take a look.
What else you got?
Oh, lemon.
Yes, very good.
Oh, I taste the lemon, yeah.
You don't taste it, you smell it.
Grapes.
Well, yeah, of course.
Nice. That's smart. Definitely grapes in there. With that. Jasmine.
Well, that's egregious.
Pinot egregious. Thank you.
Killing it.
Oh, we lost Nathan.
Please welcome Amy Poehler.
That movie is so funny. I just laughed my head off last night.
Thank you very much.
Hilarious.
I mean, it's quite a cast of women.
It's just
Really is.
so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No apology necessary.
I had another question planned. So Sunday is Mother's Day.
Yes.
And
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes. And we talk about this all the time at the table, how many of us have become our moms.
Yeah.
Have you?
My mom is so great. And, you know, my parents are from Boston, so they have great accents. Yeah, there they are. Oh, looking good, Mom and Dad.
Your mother looks like Doris Day.
Oh, my God, she will be so happy to hear that. She does. And so my mom, like, whenever you leave the house, my mom likes to say, be careful.
Yes.
So I tend to say that a lot now, no matter what. If someone's like, I have to go get the mail, I'm like, be careful.
I'm sure your sons love you for that.
Yeah.
So you are well ahead of a trend. You got 2 sons, Archie and Abel. Mm-hmm. Archie is soon going to become like the most popular name.
Is it?
And I mean, that's what happens after a royal names their kid a name.
Is that what happens?
So, I mean, how does Archie think about sharing the name?
Well, I haven't talked to him about it yet.
Yeah.
He's not following the news as closely. He's 10. But
good for him.
Yeah, but I do love that name. I've been a fan of it. It's a really cute
But they
name.
stole it from you.
No, I think that it's the world's name and anybody gets to use it. But
is it Archibald?
I think it's just Archie, but my guy's name is Archibald. So
It's a big British name. Like Cary Grant's real name is Archie Leach.
Right.
Archibald Leach.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
No idea.
And we never can you forget Archie Bunker, the great.
I mean, that's what I think of. Oh, yeah, All in the Family.
Yeah.
So Amy, we all loved you on Saturday Night Live, especially when you played Hillary Clinton. Let's look at the picture.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
watch it.
It just goes to show that anyone can be president.
Anyone.
All you have to do is want it.
Yeah. You know, Sarah, looking back, if I could change one thing, I probably should have wanted it more.
11 years ago.
That was 11
That was
years
11
ago.
years ago. Yeah, or 10 or 11 years. Because I was actually pregnant with Archie when I did that scene. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't you miss sending up politicians? You're not doing that anymore. Do you miss it?
Well, Kate McKinnon does an unbelievable,
She's good, yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of don't own those impressions. You have to leave them behind when you leave the show. So,
But who would you be
great
good at
women
if you did it?
Oh, now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, gosh, who would I be doing now?
Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, maybe.
good one.
Maybe.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's so many great women.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yes.
Elizabeth
That's
Warren.
good.
Yeah.
You drink a good beer in your kitchen?
She's great. I can drink a beer in the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
can
you
do
got it covered.
Yeah.
Well, we, of course, know you as Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. Fabulous.
I know.
And you've had a number of politicians play themselves. Cory Booker, Kirsten Gillibrand you could also do.
Yes, we've had a lot of people come on
Even
and
Joe
do the
Biden.
show. Joe Biden, John McCain. We had a bunch of people come and very nicely join us for the show. It was really...
Do you have any, I mean, there's so many people running. Do you have any thoughts on 2020?
Well, it is an exciting time. There's a really interesting group of people. I'm really excited to get to, like, get a little sharper focus on what everybody really believes and wants to represent. But, I mean, you know, I'm excited for any kind of change.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It seems to me that they're all on the same page, more or less, as Democrats. A question of who can win.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, there's some real progressive issues that people are feeling strongly about. Even, in, you know, like there are, you know, how do you feel about healthcare? How do you feel about women's rights? How do you feel about supporting gay rights? Like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, even within that party. I think everybody's quite different, you know. So it'll be interesting.
I think we need a Park and Rec reboot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think now is a good time for it. We all need that in our lives.
That sounds good. Let's do it.
We would love to
we'll
see
start
that.
it here.
We would love to see that. Well, I was at the Daytime Emmys this past weekend, and you gave Judge Judy, you presented Judge Judy with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and I had no idea that you were such a super fan.
I love Judge Judy.
I had no idea.
You love Judge Judy?
I mean...
I just saw two people look at each other and go, I love Judge Judy.
I mean, what made you this super fan?
Well, I just love her show. I mean, it's really funny. She's really funny.
She is funny.
And she just takes her job very seriously. I mean, I kind of feel right now like I'm on a press tour for Judge Judy.
I know.
Which is
well,
fine.
we were all in the audience like...
She has a mean streak, and we enjoy that.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I like a woman who's in charge, who knows how to handle the room, you know.
Does.
She doesn't let anybody humiliate each other, and I like that.
Didn't Trump want to nominate her to the Supreme Court, or was that a rumor?
I don't know.
She
She'd be
was
better
being
than the one he put in there.
She would be pretty fabulous. Yeah. All right, I want to talk about Wine Country, which we showed people a clip of. I love it because it's so real, and any group of girlfriends can sort of relate to the fun of it, but it has a great cast, as you said. Maya Rudolph, it's got Rachel Dratch, and of course Tina Fey.
Yes.
And you guys are all great friends in real life.
Yeah.
You have a text chain.
We do.
So can you give us, like, the last funny thing that you guys were texting about?
Well, we're all here in New York doing press, so a lot of our texting is like, I'm at the bar, where are you? I'm in the back. What table? I can't find you. I left my purse in the bathroom. It's a lot of that. Yeah, so we're all here gathered to do press for the movie, so we've been hanging out. It's been really fun.
But it's based really off true story, right?
Yeah, we
50th
took
birthday celebration.
Right, we took Rachel Dratch to Wine Country for her 50th birthday, and we made up some stuff in the film, and then some other stuff really happened.
How do you? Rachel Dratch is hilarious.
Hilarious.
She's so funny.
She's so funny.
She really is
so funny in this movie.
So in addition to directing, you also run a successful production company and served as the EP of Broad City. My girlfriend Susie Essman is one of the stars of Broad City. She's hilarious. Also Russian Doll.
Yeah, you had Natasha here.
We had Natasha Leon was here.
Natasha.
What?
Awesome.
I think you have good taste in what you pick. How do you? Yeah, you
Thank
do.
you.
Your stuff
we
is
try
good.
to make stuff that we would want to watch. You know,
That's a good start.
It's a good start, and we really like to amplify the writers' voices and take good care of our creators, and we really like to tell a lot of female stories and show stuff through that lens. I think there's a lot of story still to tell, and Wine Country is an example of that. Like, there's a lot of unmined stuff about long female friendships
and alcoholism
and alcohol. Yeah.
How do you direct your friends, though?
Yeah.
Is that tough?
You know, they're such pros. They're such professionals that it's not that hard. I mean, they're just so good at their
But
job.
it was so good. Like, as a 50-year-old woman, I loved seeing people like myself having fun.
Yes.
Yeah, because, you know, it's a really great time in life where you're in a big squeeze. Sometimes you have young kids and aging parents, but you know yourself pretty well, and your friendships are really important, and you're not sitting around thinking about, what do I not have anymore? Or, you know, you're just really kind of living in the middle of it. It's a juicy time.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to have you here.
Thank
Say
you.
hello to all the girls
I
for
will.
us.
I will. They send their love to all of you.
Our thanks to Amy Poehler. Wine Country is in select theaters and on Netflix now. Sharon Stone is on the cover of Vogue Portugal. She's hot. Where she says that studio executives pushed her into being a sex symbol. I have the same exact issue. It's unbelievable how much she and I have in common. So, but she says she couldn't make it in Hollywood without going with that.
Well, see how things came full circle. That's what made her famous right there, anyone who saw Basic Instinct. When I heard this, I kind of I shrugged a little bit because these are very Hollywood first world problems. Yeah. Oh, I'm beautiful. I had to be a sex symbol to get work. Cry me a river, you know? I mean, but I'm glad good for her. She looks fabulous. That's wonderful. But,
she's
you know, it
61.
just, yeah, I mean, her, Christy Brinkley, these people, they look beautiful. That's wonderful. But she said she didn't want to get typecast because she was in Total Recall, and so she had to become a sex symbol so that she could get work. But Meryl Streep didn't have to do that. No. You know, other women who are fantastic actresses didn't necessarily have to do that.
Did you ever see her in Casino? She's very
good. Fantastic.
But
what has she done since then?
Well, since then, that's the problem.
I'm just saying.
The problem is to go from sex symbol to character actress.
Yeah.
Well, it's very difficult, I think, to age in Hollywood.
Yes.
That's another problem that women encounter. I know when I first started in television at CNN, I didn't want to put on any makeup because I wanted people to listen to what was coming out of my mouth. So I would only put powder on, and one morning...
How long did that last?
It didn't last very long, because one morning, Kieran Chetry said to me, "Can you put some eyelashes on?" She was the anchor, and I was like, "No. My father said never to trade on my looks, and I want people to listen to what is coming out of my mouth." And she said, "This is television and not radio."
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I started letting them put makeup on, and I got to tell you, my career kind of took off.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that is the case for women, but I do believe it is.
I mean, I worked at Fox. I mean, they're known for the lashes and the big.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you haven't bleached your hair blonde.
No, I was one of the few that stayed totally natural with my hair.
Yeah.
But what I was shocked by was that people assumed that if you're beautiful or you do the lashes or a lot of makeup, you can't possibly also be incredibly talented or incredibly smart. And that is something that I think some men have caused years ago with, like, Sharon Stone is a perfect story of, like, they want to typecast you. And I look at all the women that have changed that, and I thank them because it's made it easier for my generation to be able to try and do both.
That picture of her doesn't sound like she's objecting to it.
Right, that's why I was like,
Show it
what
again.
are you complaining about?
She looks great.
Yeah. She
does
obviously
look great.
capitalized on it.
But it's now, she's now iconic for this.
Joy, I think you should copy this.
I posed like that once, but I put pants on that day and I didn't get the job. We'll be right back.
Ciara, after selling triple platinum records, marrying a Super Bowl winning quarterback, where does Ciara go to drop and debut her next big music video? On The View, of course. Don't miss Ciara. Exclusive, only on The View. Next.
You smell lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Teams like Cecily, they're like, we've never seen someone so beautiful in our life.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, we just saw a clip of you performing at the Billboard Music Awards. That was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
That you performed
Well,
last.
no, that was this year, and then it was 14 years ago since I performed. Yeah.
Which I can't believe.
I was a baby.
Yeah, I mean, well, you still look like a baby, but I hear they arrived right before you went on stage.
Yes.
What was
my
that?
husband.
Oh.
So my son was my date for that day, and then I was texting with Russ literally before I was going on stage.
Look at him.
He was ready for the carpet, but I was texting with Russ literally before I was going on, and then I look up and he's walking through the dressing room.
Oh.
And I was like, this night's gonna be perfect. They just bring me so much peace.
Yeah.
Aren't those the best
so nice like
surprises?
that. It's the best surprise. It's old. Then I told my husband, like, you're getting me spoiled now, because he's been surprising me a good bit lately. So I'm like, now I'm getting used to this.
I like that. I like that.
Keep
Let
this
us
thing
spoil
going
you.
here. Don't switch it up.
Well, I will tell you, you went to the Met Gala.
Yes.
And the next day, we all pick our favorite looks. You were one of my favorite looks because you were so fierce. I mean, it was everything. It was everything for me. I couldn't get over it. What was your inspiration for this camp look?
Well, me and my friend Peter Dundas worked together. He was a designer for this dress, and we were going for Diana Ross 54, the exaggeration of it all with the massive afro, because the theme was camp.
Yeah.
So when it's camp, you just got to go extreme.
Right.
And this is my fun to kind of play in like makeup and hair, fantasy world. Like, I get to go for this. Like, drama is fun when it comes to fashion, and this is a perfect moment to do it. So I was walking around with this massive afro, and I could not turn my head, but like. The server, I'm like, oops, sorry. Oops, I'm so knocking everybody out.
Was it heavy?
Actually, it was heavy when we were getting it on in the beginning and glam, but then once I got there, it felt light, you know, but when Caesar was putting it on my head, I was like, you know, and literally I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like,
It was
moved to the
worth
party,
it.
yeah. But yeah, it was fun.
Who were your top 3 looks?
My top 3, I loved Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, with the Afro picks.
Yes,
Amazing.
it was like something Alice in Wonderland.
Amazing.
And then I also like my friend Lily Collins.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes.
She had on,
she was,
that's right.
Yes. That's so stunning. And then also my friend Serena Williams.
Oh, with the yellow and the sneakers.
Serena came to the Met with sneakers on.
That's the best.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like, she's such a boss. Like, she can just do whatever she wants to. But that's her personality. She's just such a fun girl. And so I thought she was really awesome.
Well, if this week...
Before we go on, can we look at that picture of her again? Of you?
Oh,
Because
here.
I'm curious, what do I have to do to get that body?
You are so sweet.
Oh, my God.
What is your workout routine?
What are you doing exactly?
I will tell you, you're very sweet. I will say drinking tons of water is a game changer.
I drink a lot of water.
It's game changing. And then plus I did like 5 to 8 small meals a day. I gained 65 pounds in one of my pregnancies with my son, or my daughter actually 65, my son 60. And I remember going to my nutritionist and I was like, I'm working so hard, training like 3 times a day, breastfeeding, but the weight is not coming off fast. I'm looking at the scale going like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be long. But then I talked to him and he like took my blood, did the whole fat to, you know, the fat ratio, you know, all that good stuff. And so, yeah. Fat to your muscle and all that good stuff. Yeah. And so then he told me he gave like a certain amount of water against all of that. And so all of a sudden I started drinking like 1.5 gallons of water.
About the water.
And the scale, but it's 1.5 gallons. Like it's at least for my body, you know.
You're wrong. You were also an athlete, right?
That sounds like that much water.
Oh, it's a lot. But you know what? You feel more full. Easier because you're filling your body up. And then all of a sudden I looked on the scale and it was like -2 pounds, -3 pounds. Like it started changing like drastically.
These need to be bigger.
You're also like one of the busiest people on the planet right now. And this week, as if it could get any busier, you're releasing your 7th studio album.
Yay.
Beauty Marks is what it's called. Your last album was Jackie after your mom.
Yes.
Tell us where the inspiration for Beauty Mark came from.
This Beauty Mark's life, and I took a risk almost 2 years ago when I created my own management company and then my own record label. Wow. And Beauty Marks is my company's called Beauty Marks Entertainment. It's all things encompassing in my world, and it was just the right title. It's a title track on my album called Beauty Marks that I did with my friend Skylar Gray. She produced it and I co-wrote it. But it also represents like life's journey for me. The idea of how you can take all the scars you get from the obstacles you face in life and turn them into beauty marks. And so that's a very real meaningful thing for me, and it's an incredible journey, personally and professionally, like not giving up. You know, when I face adversity, like when I look back at those tough moments, I'm like, those are my beauty marks. Those felt like scars at the time.
Do you have a favorite beauty mark?
I have a favorite beauty mark, like physically on my
Like
skin.
a memory in your life
Oh,
that
my
you
life.
turned into.
Well, one of the most defining moments for me was being a single mom. That was game-changing. Like, I never thought I would be in that position. I'm a military baby. I grew up with my mother and father raising me most of my life. And so when I was faced with that obstacle, it was so tough. And I was like, this feels like ugly. And I feel like I'm failing in front of the world. And when I look at my son, I'm like, that's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to my life. That's my beauty mark.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's a real moment.
Wow. Sierra, your video for the hit song Level Up got more than 172 million views, and I think you're about to break your own record, because when we come back, we have the world premiere first look at your latest video, featuring never before seen and really personal footage. Do not move. We'll be right back.
Jumpstart your weekend, because The View is live. Bachelorette Baby Boom. One of the new contestants' stunning admission that he fathered 114 kids as a sperm donor. Should he be putting this on his dating profile? Plus, Amy Poehler talks about road tripping with her funniest friends to wine country. And a View exclusive. Superstar Sierra's dropping a world premiere first look at her new music video with never-before-seen footage from her wedding to NFL superstar Russell Wilson and the birth of her daughter, Sienna. Plus, guest co-host Tara Setmayer. Let's fire up Friday Hot Topics with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Ran into the camera.
I did too.
I mean, we have enough problems here. Megan's not here today. She's sick. Whoopi's never here on Friday, except once in a while. Anna's sick also.
Yeah.
So we have the lovely Tara Setmayer stepping in to save the day.
I know.
It's like, didn't have me because I almost got taken out by the camera.
Yeah,
I know.
Pay attention.
like a lot of flu
You're
going
feeling
around.
better.
I have been coughing and sneezing all week, but I come to work. I'm a martyr. Today happens to also, I would never miss my darling Abby's last show before going on maternity leave.
I know.
She's leaving. She's such a sweet girl.
You know what? I will say this, though. I've learned so much about twin pregnancies. I didn't think I'd last this long because oftentimes you're on bed rest at like 20 weeks. And I've been so lucky. And it's because of all of you and our staff that have allowed me to keep going. And so I'm hoping to get 2 or 3 more weeks in me before the babies come. But I got to just rest a little bit. But
But they're like 5 pounds each now, right?
They're well, you see the stomach. I was late to the morning meeting today because I had no shirt in my closet that fit this belly. So I grabbed one out of my husband's closet, and it barely fit.
Oh, that shirt you wore this morning?
So I walked in the meeting, and Joy goes, that is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen. She said, my husband wouldn't even wear that. He has ugly
It's true. I am nothing if not tactful. So you will be back in the fall.
And I'm going to be back, and the babies will come and meet everybody. And I just want to thank our viewers, too, for being a part of this with me. So I'll see you guys in the fall, and I can't wait.
I'm actually excited that twins are coming, aren't you?
I know.
I am. Can I rub it? Because I really want twins.
Do you really?
Yes,
Are you
I
pregnant?
do. No, I don't know, baby, please. My husband's a triplet.
Aw.
So, you know, I'm older, I'm over 40, so I just want to like knock it out in one
So
shot.
get to work.
Yeah, you gotta
I
get
know.
to work.
I know. It's
Okay,
expensive.
so, yes. So we'll be getting to Donald Jr. in a bit because I'm fascinated by that story. But speaking of children, one of the new contestants on The Bachelorette, Mateo, reveals that he has fathered 114 children as a sperm donor. Is this really something you want to lead with on your dating profile? That you fathered? And also, I mean, this is really bizarre to say this, I know, and people are like, that's a little dark, but 114 children, his, in the same area.
Yeah.
Couldn't some of those meet, you know, serve just like that, spontaneously and get married?
That would be my concern, and I know that sounds terrible because as someone that went through IVF twice and have two gorgeous children, I know that certain people have infertility challenges, and so you do go to sperm banks, and it's a wonderful thing to have that option.
Yeah.
But I would be concerned about my kid having 114 brothers and sisters somewhere out there that I didn't know about.
Right.
I thought there was a certain amount of anonymity, though, that went with that. So why do we even know that there's 114?
But that's not good to have anonymity, because
Well,
the chances are greater to meet your sister.
I mean, for me, I know.
Right? It may be like a...
And I'm from Utah. This is all normal for me. This is all totally normal. No, but it's true. I thought a lot of this was private, but two, why is he blasting this so publicly? I know on The Bachelor, you got to make headlines.
It's a dating deal breaker for a lot of people.
114 kids, but I worry that it's going to take the stigma away from. It's a great thing for people to give up their sperm, because I've got friends where their husband, they don't have sperm, and because of people that are willing to give it, they have a beautiful child.
That's the thing.
That's a great, beautiful thing. But like, why?
Well,
it's true.
It's just tacky. I think
It's true.
Why are you laughing?
By the way, this is not allowed in England, by the way. There's a limit.
really?
I forgot what it was. I was looking for my notes.
A limit
There's a limit on how many sperm you're allowed to...
and how many times you can, how many times you can do this. How many?
The pressure's off for a lot of
10
men then.
families.